The main character of the story is named Akatsuki, a hero transported to another world known as Alayzard. And after defeating the demon lord, he wanted to go back to Earth. But the maids in this world kept forcing him to stay here. Akatsuki had no choice but to use her technique to control them, and Queen Risti of the Sherfeed Kingdom also appeared to see him off. Akatsuki stated that after defeating the demon lord, he had no reason to stay, and when he saw Risti crying for him, Akatsuki gave her a kiss, but she slapped him. Akatsuki once for being ungrateful and then left without looking back. Akatsuki had returned to Earth through a teleportation portal, and as soon as he got home, he immediately opened his inventory. Inside Akatsuki's bag was a very beautiful girl named Mayu, and she screamed because she had no clothes on. Mayu was the daughter of the Demon King who was defeated by Akatsuki in Alayzard, and before he died, the Demon King asked Akatsuki to help him take care of his daughter. The next day, Akatsuki told Mayu that the two of them were going to be siblings from now on, and he also told Mayu to stand up straight with confidence so that others wouldn't be suspicious. In the past, there was an event that caused many teenagers to be transported to Alayzard, and after returning to Earth, those people still retained their superpowers acquired in the other world, so the government established a school dedicated to people with superpowers. Akatsuki and Mayu will also have to attend this school, and they will have to pass an aptitude test before being placed in a class. When he saw Mayu use magic, the teacher criticized her for being slow, but unexpectedly, she quickly fired a waterbending attack to knock him out. Soon after, the student council president Hakami showed up to personally test Akatsuki, and he suddenly attacked Akatsuki along with Mayu with an iceberg, but Akatsuki was quick to save Mayu from the attack. According to Hakami, Akatsuki would pass the test if he broke the ice, and Akatsuki did not hesitate to use all his strength to punch Hakami's iceberg. Although the iceberg didn't move, Hakami still recognized Akatsuki's strength, and after Akatsuki left the arena, Hakami's ice was immediately broken. On the first day of school, Akatsuki and Mayu were noticed by many other students, as everyone knew that Akatsuki was the hero who defeated the Demon King. And a tomboy named Izumi reminded him that the seat he was sitting in belonged to someone else. Soon after, a young thug named Onizuka threatened Akatsuki for taking his place, but Akatsuki quickly knocked Onizuka out of the classroom, and he taught him that in the classroom. Who is the one with the voice? When he saw that there was a scuffle, the student council immediately appeared to handle the incident, and Akatsuki was invited to the student council office, but he was so brazen that he dared to sit on the chair of the president. The student council is Hakami. As soon as Hakami entered, Akatsuki rushed to attack him, but the other members of the student council stopped him. And he thought Hakami called him here as a challenge, not knowing that he was just sent to the student council room because of a fight in the classroom. On the way back to the classroom, Akatsuki accidentally met a small girl named Kuzuha. She was the class president of his class. The two of them went back to the classroom together, but as soon as they were down the hall, the student council vice president named Haruka went looking for Akatsuki in anger. Haruka summoned two of his swords to teach Akatsuki a lesson, but in the blink of an eye he was able to quickly remove Haruka's shirt, embarrassing her and running away. Instantly, Akatsuki's group was assigned by the school to clean up the warehouse, but a student accidentally locked the door, leaving them locked inside. And Kuzuha said that they would have to wait here until someone opened the door from the outside. After waiting for a while, Kuzuha wanted to go to the bathroom, and to save her embarrassment, Akatsuki applied pressure points on Mayu along with Izumi, causing all three girls to go to the bathroom on the spot. The girls angrily beat Akatsuki, and they decided to fight Akatsuki together, but Mayu realized that he was doing it so she could befriend the other two. Again. The next day, Mayu was still very angry with Akatsuki for what he did, so she only gave Akatsuki a box of cakes for breakfast, while her breakfast was very full. While queuing for lunch at school, Onizuka robbed a shy boy named Tanaka, but Akatsuki suddenly appeared and took Onizuka's place to give it back to Tanaka. Originally very young, but one day Kuzuha suddenly found herself transported to another world, and just returned to Earth. She had to attend a school where everyone was older than her, so her body is always under invisible pressure while going to school here. Akatsuki knew that, so he asked Kuzuha to go out with him, and Mayu and Izumi also followed the two of them thinking they were dating. Akatsuki led Kuzuha into a closed room so he could confide, and Kuzuha thought that he was trying to play some tricks on her, but he only gently encouraged Ms. Kuzuha's spirits. The students were given a ring called Ad by their teacher to summon weapons, and for some reason Akatsuki couldn't summon weapons like the others. Akatsuki was paired up to duel Onizuka, and Onizuka wanted to take this opportunity to get revenge on Akatsuki for humiliating him in front of the others. But unexpectedly Akatsuki easily defeated him with just a very gentle blow. Akatsuki wondered why he couldn't summon weapons as usual, but when he tried putting on another ad bracelet on his hand, it seemed he was able to summon his weapon. Right after that, someone adjusted the stats of the monster used for training to the highest level, and it attacked the students, causing them to be turned into stone statues. The girls repeatedly attacked the monster to subdue it, but because of Mayu's parry, Kuzuha and Izumi were also turned into stone statues. However, Akatsuki quickly appeared to save Mayu when she was attacked by the monster, and he immediately summoned his weapon, a sword. Thanks to wearing all the ads of other students in the class, with just a few of his basic sword strikes, Akatsuki was able to easily defeat the monster, and everyone was quickly back to normal. After that, the student council is still trying to figure out who caused the incident, and Akatsuki discovered that Tanaka was the one who adjusted the monster's stats. Akatsuki also learned that Tanaka was only pretending to be bullied, but he was actually much stronger than Onizuka, and Tanaka also showed his true side to Akatsuki. Tanaka charged at Akatsuki with tremendous speed, but his attacks had no effect on him, because his body was covered with a layer of gas capable of protects against damage from the outside. Tanaka thinks that this school is training people with superpowers to serve in war, so he wants to destroy this school to protect the peace of mankind. And he cast a wide area magic with the aim of wiping out this school. However, Hakami suddenly appeared and froze Tanaka before he could unleash the move, and Akatsuki left the place, leaving the matter to Hakami to handle. The girls were still helping to heal the students injured by the monster, and Akatsuki had also returned to the training ground to assist them, but Mayu suddenly collapsed from exhaustion. Akatsuki took Mayu to the infirmary so she could rest, and Akatsuki also knew that she must have really hated him right now, since he was the one who defeated her father after all. While standing on the balcony thinking, a young man named Kaido came to Akatsuki to talk, and Kaido pretended to shake hands and suddenly attacked him, but after only a few punches, he easily defeated Kaido. However, it seems that Kaido only intends to challenge Akatsuki. The next day, Mayu asked everyone to take her shopping for a shirt, and Haruka also came to this place to buy a new, stronger outfit, just in case Akatsuki took her clothes off again. However, Akatsuki was able to easily take off their clothes, and Mayu hit him with a stick for his despicable act. When everyone was on their way home from school, Kaido found Akatsuki, and he took Akatsuki to meet an uncle who specializes in motorcycle repair. This uncle has a magic vehicle capable of traveling at the speed of sound, but the car only allows people it recognizes to ride on it, and those who are not recognized will be electrocuted immediately. Touching it, and Kaido wanted Akatsuki to try driving the vehicle. The uncle said that the only person who had ever sat on this vehicle was Akatsuki's father, and when he heard that, he was determined to conquer this vehicle. Soon after, Akatsuki successfully drove the car around the yard at breakneck speed, but unfortunately Haruka spotted him while patrolling around the school. Haruka went to Akatsuki to warn him about dangerous driving at school, and she demanded that Akatsuki's previous be confiscated and returned to the student council, but as soon as he touched the car, it shocked him, causing her clothes to instantly evaporate. Although normally teasing Haruka, this time Akatsuki took her shirt and put it on her, and Haruka suddenly had to leave after receiving an urgent message from the student council. A terrorist group known as Red Twilight has attacked a building, and the student council has been tasked with breaking into that building to rescue the hostages. Haruka and two other members successfully broke into the building by way of the attic, and they quickly created an earthen barrier to protect the hostages, and immediately destroyed all the hostages. Terrorist on the outside. However, one of them infiltrated the hostages, and he followed a child to the rooftop to find a way to escape, but Akatsuki suddenly appeared and punched him in the face to rescue him. Girls. The girl's mother ran to thank the student council for saving her child, and Haruka had a different view of Akatsuki after this event, so that night Haruka washed Akatsuki's shirt and went to school. Return it to him at home. The leaders in Alayzard had a meeting about the return of demons, and they discovered that the Demon King's daughter Mayu had escaped from this world, but the people of this world couldn't get through the portal, so they concluded that Akatsuki was the one who brought her. Go. The leaders decided to send someone to bring Mayu back to Alayzard, and they sent someone also summoned from Earth named Phil to do the task. A servant of Queen Risti wanted to check Phil's qualifications before he set off, but he just needed to release his aura to make everyone shiver, and he was right there. Immediately go through the portal to Earth. Akatsuki's school will hold a ranking tournament for the students, and Akatsuki hopes to be pitted against Hakami this time. But because Hakami is busy with work, only the remaining 3 members of the student council participate in the tournament. Fight. According to the rules of ranked tournaments, the students will have to fight in groups in the jungle, and the winning group is the group that can last until the end of the tournament. In this tournament, everyone's outfit will also be changed to match the weapon. As soon as they entered the battle, Akatsuki's group along with the girls were surrounded by other groups, but with a light swing of the sword, Akatsuki was able to defeat them all. And throughout that day, he defeated many enemies on the battlefield. However, while everyone was having dinner, Haruka and 2 of his friends came to challenge Akatsuki, and he accepted Haruka's challenge and the 2 immediately jump into the fight. But with only a few hits, Haruka already easily defeated by Akatsuki. 2 of Haruka's friends also rushed to her aid, but the 3 of them were still unable to defeat Akatsuki. Their battle was interrupted when Kaido arrived with urgent news, and he informed him that the entire tournament organizers had been killed, so Akatsuki quickly went to find Mayu and the other girls because they're worried about them. At this time, at the girls' place, Phil suddenly appeared from the darkness, and Akatsuki only saw Kuzuha and Izumi who were badly injured when they returned to the campsite, while Mayu was still on the run. Phil's chase. After treating her 2 friends, Akatsuki quickly went to find Mayu, and Phil was stopped by Onizuka while pursuing her. Onizuka realized his wrongdoing while being taught a lesson by Akatsuki, so he wanted to change into a good person by saving Mayu's life, but before he could fight a few rounds, he completely defeated by Phil. Fortunately, Akatsuki was able to find Onizuka and treat him, and Akatsuki asked Kaido to take him to the school infirmary to rest. Phil found Mayu on the side of the cliff after searching for a while, and he immediately controlled her and demanded to take her back to Alayzard, but Akatsuki appeared in time to stop him. Akatsuki jumped to send Phil flying with his sword, and the 2 of them had an inconclusive battle. Akatsuki created an orb of energy and threw it at Phil, knocking him straight into the rock behind him, but he appeared to be unharmed from Akatsuki's attack just now. Knowing that it was not easy to defeat Akatsuki, Phil took Mayu hostage, and he forced Akatsuki to remove all ad bracelets. However, Akatsuki provoked Phil to make him fall into his trap, and he rushed to stab Akatsuki in the neck but failed to penetrate the magic armor. Akatsuki took that opportunity to punch Phil, and he used all his strength to bury him in the ground with a single blow, but for some unknown reason, Mayu hurriedly ran away. There, Akatsuki chased Mayu to a cliff at the side of the waterfall, and it turned out that Mayu felt that her existence only brought danger to her friends, so she jumped off the waterfall to kill herself. Put an end to future problems. However, Akatsuki also rushed down to save Mayu, and after saving Mayu ashore, Akatsuki gave her a kiss to help her regain her composure. Akatsuki suddenly collapsed because he was poisoned by Phil's poison, so Mayu had to help him suck all the poison out. But when he woke up, Phil reappeared right in front of the 2 of them. Phil used all his magic to transform into a contracted holy beast, and Akatsuki still hadn't recovered from the poison, so Mayu tried to hold him back. The student council has announced the entire incident to all the students, and the ranking tournament will be temporarily cancelled. Kuzuha and Izumi went to Akatsuki's place after recovering, and they quickly set out to Mayu to support her. Mayu had repeatedly used magic to attack Phil, but it seemed the magic damage had no effect on him. And Haruka and her friends also came here to support Mayu. Kuzuha and Izumi were also present in time to fight Phil, and everyone simultaneously launched their strongest blows at him. Phil attacked everyone with a wide area attack that knocked them all unconscious, and he captured Mayu and cast a spell to teleport back to Alayzard. But fortunately Akatsuki was there in time to free them. For her, Akatsuki immediately rushed to fight Phil, but the holy beast's poison caused his sword to rust, and his body was able to quickly recover from his attacks. Phil had completely overpowered Akatsuki with the power of a divine beast, and he decided to attack Akatsuki with a final move. But he suddenly changed direction towards Mayu along with the others. Fortunately, Akatsuki was able to quickly save everyone's lives, and Akatsuki's ad bracelet was also broken by now, but Mayu and Haruka gave their bracelets back to him. Akatsuki summons a sword with a completely new shape, and with just one decisive slash, he successfully splits Phil's body in half. Mayu was overjoyed when it was finally over, and even though the contest was cancelled midway through, Akatsuki's team still got promoted. In Alayzard it was now known that Phil was defeated by Akatsuki, and that the remnants of the demons were rebelling against humans everywhere. Queen Risti shed tears at the dire situation of this world, and her tears seemed to have reached Akatsuki on Earth, so he realized that something was going on Alayzard very dangerous. Akatsuki and Mayu decided to return to Alayzard to help Risti, and Mayu told Kuzuha and Izumi that she was the daughter of the Demon King, so the two of them wanted to go to Alayzard as well. Meanwhile, Haruka and Kaido were standing outside the door when they sensed a space magic, and Kaido quickly realized that Akatsuki was trying to return to Alayzard. Kaido and Haruka ran straight into the room while everyone was performing teleportation magic, and the two of them wanted to follow Akatsuki, so he had to bring all of his people to Alayzard. Thank you for watching the full video review. I will leave other videos of the channel here, and don't forget to press the bell button along with the subscribe button to receive notifications when the channel releases a new video.